Hello guys and welcome back to Toucan Tarot. Today we are doing what is next for you singles. So what's next? We're going to do pick a crystal, 1, 2 and 3. If you want to skip straight ahead, the timestamps are below. But welcome subscribers back and welcome to those that haven't visited before. Yeah, we're going to kick off today with singles, what's coming next. I just wanted to start out by saying thank you so much to my lovely sister for this beautiful crystal display over at Happy Twins. It's beautiful. I took inspiration from you today. But yeah, what is next in love, guys? Let's have a good look, shall we? So first of all, as I mentioned, we have crystal number 1, crystal number 2 and crystal number 3. And I want you just to take deep breaths in, up through the nose and out through the mouth, and just have a look which crystal resonates you. First of all, we have this beautiful clear quartz here. So we've got clear quartz crystal 1. Crystal 2, we've got beautiful opalite. So for those of you that are drawn to that, that's crystal number 2. And then we've got beautiful ruby infusionite, which is one of my favourites. And it has these beautiful ruby tones striking through. And that is crystal number 3. So guys, see what resonates with you, and I will see you there in a moment. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and if this video resonates with you, don't forget to hit the like button. But let's crack on. So we've got crystal number 1. This reading is for you, and today we're looking at what is next in love. So I'm just going to pop that at the top there. And yeah, we're looking at what is next in love. I'm going to start by using, let's have a look, we're going to use Star Child Tarot today. I'm going to use quite a few different decks actually, and see what we get. But we're all looking about what is next in love. So let's have a look at what comes out. I've given these cards a good shuffle already, and I just want you to really take deep breaths and really concentrate on that. What is next for me? What is next for you? We're going to try and get some messages from Spirit, and we'll see what advice the cards have as well. Okay. So we start off and we have the 5 of Cups in reverse, actually 2 under there. Told to keep that down. So we've got the 5 of Cups, 7 of Swords. We have the Star reversed. And we also have the 2 of Crystals reversed. I'm going to draw, I don't know, spy to keep going with this. We also have the Moon reversed. We have the 4 of Wands reversed. We have Starseed, and we have Oppression. Okay, also going to pull out some Moonology, and then we're gonna get going with quite a few more. Let's put a couple of Moonology ones here. Got some bright energies as well around, definitely feeling that. And we have full moon in Libra. We have full moon in Leo, and then I'm going to finally put some Oracle Universe has your back. We've got to let go of the shadow and of the past, and in every moment the universe is conspiring. Right, so let's just get cracking straight into it, shall we? Okay, Crystal 1. So we've got a lot of emotional stuff going on here. The first, straight away I'm feeling the energy that you've really been through the mill. It's definitely taken its toll, but it seems so, and I'm so happy to see that you're really in right now. We see this with the 5 of Cups here. A real period of improvement and transformation. So you're definitely turning a corner. You can look back on all the choices that you've made and, really reflect on the outcomes and experiences that you've gained and look at that positivity. And you are there, you are turning that corner. You're ready to take the next steps. There has been a heartbreak though, in some form or another. And we're seeing, obviously we have the 7 of Swords here. And it appears, definitely you were very hurt. And I almost want to say there was dishonesty. Something that you're very much still looking for answers on. But definitely a challenge that's associated, as I mentioned, with some kind of deceit or dishonesty. definitely from someone else. So this is coming through as an ex, or someone that you may be, still kind of entangled with. Hopefully not. As I said, we saw the turning of a corner. So if you are still with them, this suggests that, very much tides are turning and you are looking past that. But there has been a lot of deceit here. And almost, it's coming through that not just deceit from outwardly people, or a person to you, but also there's, inner truth, there's an avoidance of it, of inner truth here. So you really need, you've been called upon right now to really kind of open up and bear all inside as well. It's almost like you've been so focused because you've been betrayed on, in a big way. And that's how it's left you feeling. Whatever's happened, that's the feeling of this betrayal rather. But you need to, we're being called upon now to kind of start looking inwards, as well as the external damage. And the inward damage is, there has been a dishonesty of truth from yourself. So we've been asked again to look inwards. If there is some kind of secrecy taking place with yourself, it's coming through almost you're not speaking your truth. But it's never a good idea, especially if a positive outcome is desired. You need to just speak your truth and unravel. But most importantly, it's not about speaking your truth to anyone else but yourself. So we're seeing a lot of repressed emotions here that need to come out. And the guidance for that definitely is, certainly meditate more. I'm being told that keeping a diary may be something that helps as well, writing it down, getting your feelings down on paper, but your raw feelings, and for no one else but you, because there's still some things there that haven't been uncovered. There's that dishonesty, and why it's such a trigger for you. What I'm feeling is because it goes a little bit deeper. So definitely, again, not to do necessarily just with the outside person, but inwardly as well for other reasons. So you definitely are being called to look on that. But the whole thing of the whole situation has left you feeling, and I just want to give you a giant hug. We see the star reversed here, and it's left you feeling, certainly insecurity, self-doubt, and a real sense of pessimism, which just leaves you yearning for again, this feeling of going back to the truth. It's almost like an illusion's been shattered, so you're left kind of trusting what is the truth and what is your own truth. So this is really positive, guys. We kicked this off with as a turning point, and it's all bubbling now. So it's really time to address your truths and find out who you are and really come through. But you're being told as well, I'm getting out here, look out for new sparks of inspiration, ideas that begin to stir within you, because they're major things right now. They're not minor feelings. So you need to take note of those, and you are being inspired by something which is creating this momentum, this turning point in your journey. So really look out for those moments of ideas. As we said, sparks was the word that came through. But there's definitely this feeling in you of unfulfillment, and you've been told not to worry, because everything happens as it should do at the time it should do, for a right reason. Every experience in your past and every choice you've ever made is built up until now for this journey, and you're ready for it. So it's very, very positive, but we need to go inwards. But remember that this is just the beginning for you, and you're right, and that's knowing of that you're not fulfilling your dreams, and that's what is ricocheting into this whole the unconfidence that you're feeling right now, the lack of confidence that you're feeling. But again, it's temporary. It's very, very temporary. We move over here and we've got the moon reversed here. Excuse me. One thing that's, just come through, my guy's saying, a message that's just come through before we do move forward, is if you're feeling overwhelmed with everything that you've got to do, just take a step back and make a plan. We spoke about writing down. It could mean the proper management of whether it is even finances, or responsibilities of, or any kind of commitments or responsibilities. It could be to do with work, anything. It could be to do with anything. But whatever it is right now that you're feeling overwhelmed about, just take a step back and write down on paper a plan, and then just slowly start getting through it. Sorry, that was a random message that just boom, came through right then. But yeah, there's definitely that feeling of overwhelmness, and it comes from many places, not because of everything that's happened, but also all these new things that are stirring that we've just spoke about. So make a plan, but don't let it overwhelm you. Again, everything is happening exactly as it should be, okay? We see the moon here, and it's reversed, and really what we're talking about here and the feeling that's coming through is, you know, if you are, it's a great thing. You're overcoming basically bad habits, guys, and temptations. And you're able to reach out from, you know, obscurity of darkness. That's what the moon talks about. It speaks about stepping out of the light, listening to your dreams, all of those kind of vibes. Sorry, keep coming through here and getting this. Being asked that now's the time to really think about what you're truly grateful for. And after you've thought about that, you may notice the universe providing you with wonderful synchronicities. So it's a message to get back in balance. Again, you turn the moon in its beautiful spec there, and you can see it in all its glory and this balance and so forth and everything the moon represents. So it's just reminding you to step back, the same message that's coming throughout, right? Just to step back, relax, take the pressure off yourself, and just trust in the universe and that this plan was meant for you. And everything will be unraveled. It's almost like you have this real panic of what's going to happen, and it's almost, I see an overflowing, and it's all in your life, as I said, not just on the romantic side of things, but also on work, on life, on health, on everything. And again, you've been asked just to center for a moment and just relax, take that breath we spoke about. And we've got the Four of Wands reverse here as well. And it's really, again, you know, it's talking about this unfulfillment of that, almost a feeling that all your energies have just been wasted, or, you know, everything's been delayed. But it's, again, reflecting that inner peace. It's a lack of harmony or inner peace at this time. And that's what the Four of Wands is representing. And again, it's just confirming everything that we've said here. So there's just so much pressure. It's literally like a boiling pot. The messages are just the same messages that keep coming through, and that's what you're feeling. It's just like, boom, I need to do this. Oh, what about this? You know, it's constant. So center. We then see the beautiful starseed coming through here, which I'm so happy to see for you. And the starseed, we're talking about new beginnings, fresh horizons, new beginnings. It's talking about, again, that spark that we spoke about earlier. It's about the inner spark of your being that journeys, you know, throughout many lifetimes and forms, and worlds of your story, and it's the beginning. So you're being reminded that in all of this helplessness that you're feeling here, in all of it, there's so much hope and love moving forward, and it is just the beginning. And this is why you need to just take a chill pill, because you are stressing out so much. I'm definitely hearing that meditation is something that will work wonders with you. If you do meditate already, Spirit's asking you to take a completely different diversion here. You know, try something new, something peaceful, something clear, something uncomplicated. You can move upwards from there for sure, but again, you're being asked just to draw inwards right now, and in a real calm sense. But it's the beginning, and again, it's reminding you that we did up here that, you know, all is not lost. This is just the start of an incredible journey. And I will say, you know, we've got a lot of the major arcana coming through here as well. And this is signifying there's a lot of, I'm almost getting a psychic ability from you here, or real inner spiritual goddess or god vibe coming through, that there's just so much in you. And whether you're you know, going down that path, that's something that you should definitely explore, and you're definitely being pushed towards. We've then got oppression here, and it's important to bring your potential getting my words muddled today. It's important to bring your attention, guys, to any potential negativities that are in your life. And we're talking of here, first and foremost, thoughts of your own, you know, and this is the final kind of say on this subject, is that you need to get and be really aware of the negative thoughts that you have and how they're impacting you. Remember, whatever we put out to the universe is what's coming back at you, right? So you don't want to be putting out all of these negative thoughts. You want to be putting out thoughts of joy and goodness and good health and good wishes and anything you want. You know, you have to remember the universe is here to give you anything you want. Just make sure that you're asking for the right things. Whatever it is you're putting out is what you're getting. Get specific about it if you want to. But again, negativity is something that you're being called upon to really beware of. And also my own guide is coming through here, Edward, and stating that definitely you're being asked to almost look over your shoulder at those around you, perhaps in a work environment right now, because it also speaks, you know, of not just negativity in your own mind, which was the first and most important thing, but it's also reminding you the company you keep. You know, negativity is energy. Energy spreads. So, you know, if you're in close proximity with bad energy, you're likely to pick that back up. And there's also a message here that certainly at the end of your day or throughout the day, even better, but at least once a day, it's reminding you, amongst all this madness, we spoke about that meditation, to sit down, meditate for a couple of minutes and just rid of any energies that bad energies that you may have picked up during the day. Recenter and ground yourself and bring back your inner light. And that's a meditation that you should definitely do every day. But the big message here is, again, it's coming through and it's stating that you need to be rid of these shitty thoughts, to be quite frank with you. So release all that madness that you have going on, and again, it's almost time we're being called on to cut off that outward thought process, as in you don't need to think about that too more. Your energies have been exhausted. You know this, there's a real turning point, and that turning point, my love, that turning point is you. This is all coming into you now. And I'm definitely being obviously this is a singles reading, and on the subject of love, without a doubt, we see a win-win outcome is forecast, and this doesn't just speak primarily, of course, yourself, and that this is the new beginning. Again, it's confirming what we spoke about this is just going to be the start of many things for you. Full moon in Libra, balance, joy, fulfillment, so much. But the biggest thing is that love will absolutely be on the cards. We can go into that in a moment as well, because it's always nice to look at a bit of a future love. But the message right now, without a shadow of a doubt, is to go inward. And again, I'm hearing that for some of you, you're going to be really frustrated by that, because you're like, I'm going inward. What more can I do? What more work? But there is more work to be done. And, you know, the biggest thing, guys, about this journey is it's not easy. It's not easy. Some days you feel really high and you feel great, and hopefully this reading will leave you feeling great and empowered and all of those things which you should constantly keep reminding yourself to feel, by the way. But also you're going to get those days that, you know, it just sweeps you. You know, it's hard. It's easier said than done, isn't it, cutting off? And the beautiful, beautiful thing is that you're on the cusp of that. But don't be too hard on yourselves when, you know, you do slip in to those modes, because you're going to have days where it is up and down. But the important thing is that on those days where it's down, it's catching yourself. It's now being aware of the fact that it is just a down day. But there's going to be a lot more brighter days than down, I'm happy to say. And guys, this is just beautiful. I'm excited for you. There's a lot of vibes here about, again, just this psychic ability almost vibe that's coming through. Let's move on. We also, on the moonology, we've got the full moon in Leo. Lots of full moons, guys. Full moons everywhere. Full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in your way. This is definitely definitely feeling some Leo vibes out there from you guys. Definitely don't let pride get in your way. Pride is ego. And ego does not serve us. Ego is our own worst enemy, and it's our own ego that's our own worst enemy. You know, we often think of people outside of ourselves, other people that hurt us, that do whatever. But the most damaging of all, which you know this, we all know this, right, is our own thoughts, and again, our own ego and our own pride. And again, that's what we're talking about here. Don't let all of that get in the way. Now's the time to unravel yourself, lay yourself bare for the darkness, for the goodness, for all of it. But let's concentrate on that goodness. But it is important that you just lay yourself bare right now. But don't let your own pride and ego get in the way of that. These are just so beautiful. I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. And we're talking about you right here, just in case you didn't know. So I just want you to repeat that to yourself. I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. You need to look in the mirror and say that to yourself. Self-love, definitely, but also in every way. You know, it's almost like happiness, joy, spread that shit everywhere. You know, sprinkle it everywhere. And it will come back to you in turn. Again, what we were saying earlier about what you put out to the universe is what you get back. So make sure, let go of the shadow of the past. And again, fresh eyes, new movement forward, starseed, this is your beginning. In every moment, the universe is conspiring, sorry, let me move that up. In every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me toward right-minded thinking and the energy of love. And again, there's another message of energy, and it's just so important, guys, that you find this shift in you. And it's there. It's literally burning up. You just need to go for it. You really, really need to go for it. And everything else will fall into place. I was about to say, it's that easy. Of course it's not that easy. But just know you are so divinely guided right now. And all of these messages here, undoubtedly, you're going to succeed. There's bright beginnings here. A win-win forecast is, a win-win outcome is forecast. Guys, we're going to go into the love side of things now over on the extended. So let's look at this new love that's coming in once we're polished over here. And that's exciting. If you do want to join me for the extended, you can find the link down below. I hope you've found some good messages in this reading. Definitely, it just speaks of that you're on a real turning point. And, you know, this is great, guys. The only way is forward. And things are about to get exciting. They're about to come alive. And lots of great things are about to happen. So just hold that thought. Know that. Remember, this is your beginning. It's a turning point. It's your beginning. And you've got everything on your side. And if you want to join again in the extended, click below. Please hit like if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment also. Subscribe if you haven't already. Sending all the love and light in the world to you. And I'll see you over in the extended in just a second. Thanks, Crystal One. See you in a mo. Crystal number 2. If you choose crystal number 2, this is your reading. Excuse me. And today you chose this beautiful opalite. And today we are looking at singles. What's next for you? So anything could literally come out. I love these kinds of readings. Excuse me. Right, let's get on with it. I'm going to start today with the Star Child Tarot. I've already given these a good shuffle, but we'll give them another go. And let's see what comes up. So this is singles. What is next? So we have the universe, the Emperor, Five of Swords reversed, and the Knight of Swords. A lot of sword energy coming through here. And then we have Page of Crystals, reversed. We have the Five of Cups reversed, Transformation, and the King of Swords. I'm also going to pull out, let's have a look, Simonology. We have New Moon in Pisces. We have the Blue Moon. Love that card. And we also have Full Moon in Leo. So let's just dive straight in, shall we? And then of course we'll pick up some more cards during and throughout as well. Okay. So there's definitely a lot of thinking going on here, guys. The biggest feeling that I get straight away, and we definitely see that here with the universe reversed, is the sense of just almost a bit of hopelessness, that you're not, you know, it's almost like you feel like you haven't started yet. You're waiting for the engines to start, so to speak, or you're falling short of achieving everything that you want to achieve, right? definitely a message coming through is that, there's definitely an avoidance of certain necessary steps. So there's definitely a blockage somewhere. And we're being asked, we see with the Five of Swords over here, we're being asked to, transgress backwards, because there's some underlying issues here that are holding you back. But yeah, it's this frustration of, you've just not started yet and you're so desperate to get started. But there are a few things that are holding you back. We then see the Emperor coming in here, and this speaks of, really just glowing, exactly like we see here behind these wonderful stones, behind this beautiful lioness. And we see the beaming light here of the moon, and that's exactly what we're signifying here is, times are shifting, and there is a massive shift occurring. We see that as a pattern throughout. We see the Knight of Swords over here. And again, this speaks of strength and finally coming together, but in thoughts, and also very much being reminded here that it's time to cut out negative energies. Again, going back to this scenario, it's as if you're on the brim of kind of breaking through. This desire to start, you can start right away. You don't have to wait for the love of your life to walk in to help you do that. And although that's so frustrating for you to hear, and so I'm guessing that you're not going to like that, because it's, well, of course I know that, and you do know this, but you're literally on the cusp of just owning it. And the moment you do, the moment you your light shines through, so to speak, is the moment that you'll be freed. And there's definitely love coming in here. We see the King of Swords over here, and this is, without a doubt, my guides confirm, is signifying a person. But there's this journey first. So again, you're asked to call upon those Emperor spirits. There's Emperor vibes. What do we know about the Emperor? We know the grounded, so grounded and balanced, and it's asking you to find balance, but balance in these thoughts. So again, there's a lot of, perhaps either, first and foremostly, it's coming through as yourself, but you may being kind of asked to look at people around you as well at the moment. And trust your own inner voice is the biggest message that's coming through. And there may be a change of direction that you're going in that's coming through, that it possibly could be almost a new plan of work or hobby or project, or there's something quite major that is shifting inside you that you have shared with others, and others haven't necessarily shown their enthusiasm, shall we say, for it. But you're really being asked now to just trust thine own voice, trust thine own self. And you really need to meditate more to let that voice come through. Affirmations are definitely something that would suit you right now, as well, because again, there's a lot of messages here about, pushing out that negative. Remember, whatever it is that we put into the universe, and this came up a lot in crystal number 1 as well, but whatever we put out there is what we're going to get back. So it's about shining on the positive, and of course in the negative there's things to learn from, and it's important we go there. But in regards to how you think of yourself, you definitely need to be way more positive, and also your future as well, because your future is bright. We see again the Page of Crystals here, and they're reversed. Again, there's a lot of reversals, but this is in a good way as well. We'll come on to that here. But we see with the Page of Crystals, that, it's speaking about manifestation and the need to, the realization that it's all in your hands, and whatever you put out there, whatever you wish for, is exactly what you're going to get back. And now is a time that's so powerful for you and manifestation. You don't realize your power when it comes to manifestation, is what I'm hearing, and this absolutely needs to shine through. Write down a list of things that, things you want, affirmations, things that are right, things that are happening, and do them and start to become them. That's definitely the lacking thing here for your self-growth, that you're being absolutely urged to go forward on. Moving through, again, we've got the reminder here, the Five of Cups. And that's showing us it's positive. It's in the reverse position. It's showing us that, things really are moving on. And certainly with matters of the heart, it's all, you have been through the mill, shall we say, for want of a better expression. But you've been through a lot. But, you've almost shaken it. You know that it hurt you in the past, you know, whatever the situation was, you know that there was deep damage there, but you have worked through a lot of that. And that's coming through here. So it's almost like I'm being shown a cake and it's got the top icing on, but it just needs to be decorated now. And that's almost, you know, what needs to happen here. You've baked your cake. You've really done so much work, and you've had so much progression on your own inner strength and inner self in every way, and in the outer world as well. But again, it's a case of just pushing through and continuing to trust thine own voice. Trust thine own voice. We've then got the huge transformation card here, which also would signify the death card in other decks. And this just speaks of new beginnings, that it's happening to you and for you. Everything is happening to you and for you, and it's almost like everything that you've been through is finally, again, that word manifestation, manifesting into what it is that your dreams and desires are. There is again another message coming through though, that, you know, it's not a case now of dreaming, and you're being really called upon here for more of short-term planning rather than long-term. You've got your long-term plans locked down is what I'm seeing. You know exactly what you want and exactly what you're looking for, and you can see it in your head. That's why there's this feel of not starting right, because you can see it. You know exactly what you want, but you've just not started. So again, it's the reminder of now let's get short term, you know, your long term, that's going to happen. You've manifested that, you know that inside out, those thoughts. Now it's about turning those thoughts into short term plans. And this is when it comes to everything with yourself in regards to your spirituality, as the first thing. So, you know, short term, you want to meditate more, you need to, you know, whatever feels right for you. Meditation is the strongest thing that's coming down here, but whatever feels right for you, start exploring the world of spirituality more, and your spirituality more than you're already doing if you're already down that avenue. But also on the work front, make some short-term work goals. What is it you want to achieve short-term? You know your long-term goal. What's the short-term? And then you want to apply that pattern throughout everything. It's all about short-term thinking now, and that's the biggest message coming through. Whilst in the midst of this, and not so long from now, you know, again, this is all happening right now, and certainly this transformation. But we then have the King of Swords, guys, and this represents, you know, whether it's a he, she, they, whichever relates to you, this represents just such a strong, wonderful person coming through, you know, very hard worker, very disciplined with love as well, which is a breath of fresh air, you know. Stable balance is the biggest thing that's coming through here, but a wonderful person is absolutely about to sweep through. So again, you know, the long term is here, you just need to concentrate on the short term. Let's have a look at what came up. We've got meditate and contemplate, exactly what we've been saying earlier. Meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. So this is encouraging us to, again, get into our emotions. You know, it's the fresh start, again, new beginnings, lots of new beginnings here. Blue moon, oh, perfect. Believe in the impossible. We mentioned earlier that there may be a lot of doubters, or there may be a lot of, I don't know, it's almost as if you are getting negativity towards a project or something that you're trying to do. I'm really interested in what that might be, so please comment below if that relates to you. So it's as if you're trying to get something started, or the idea, the spark is there. You've shared it, as we mentioned earlier, but you haven't necessarily got the response from, you know, those that you have shared it with that you'd like. And again, you know, only you know exactly what it is, and perhaps there it's been a miscalculation of how you've got across. Regardless, that doesn't matter. You've been asked to almost park those aside, because again, go into your inner truth. You know what's right for you and what's going to work. Full moon in Leo, just a gentle reminder that not to let our pride get in the way. When we see a full moon in Leo, you know, we spoke about there's been so much accomplishment here already, so much, you know, you really are on the brink of just boom, everything happening in a new era, a new light ahead of you. But it's just reminding us that because we are coming to that full moon completion, just because we are coming to the end of one cycle, it's just the beginning of a new, and a whole new set of chapter of learnings to learn, right? And avenues to go down and things to do. So it's just reminding ourselves that, you know, we are constantly evolving, and don't forget that. But guys, this is a really exciting reading. You're on the brink of it. There's love to come. There's a work thing going on here, which I'm so intrigued about. I'm really, I'm feeling let's go on to the little love bit. We will go into this person in more detail later, but let's just put a love card in regards to that as well. I've got the Love Oracle deck here. But lovely reading. You're literally on the verge of everything, and you just need to keep pushing. But again, affirmations. Remember, that was the biggest thing that's coming through. These two have come out, and I'm going to keep them both out. So first of all, we've got Serge Gainsbourg and Joan of Arc. Serge Gainsbourg, I'm sure you know this chap. Beauty is the promise of happiness and guarantee of despair. When I leave, you shall have no kisses left. To love, you must ignore the difference between pleasure and pain. Now, you're going to hold that up for you, because you can take what you will out of that, but the underlying message that's coming through with good old Serge Love card is that, not to... It says here, to love, you must ignore the difference between pleasure and pain. And this speaks of these underlying... We mentioned at the very beginning that, there was this underlying... something from the past that's holding you back, which you need to dig a little bit deeper for. There's just a few things that are holding you back there. Not many, again, you've done so much, but there are a couple of more things, that you're not really aware of, and it's just reminding you that, don't be afraid of dark moments, because it's those moments that then allow us to love. You have to have gone through, not have to have gone through, but pain. When we do go through pain, it makes us stronger in love if you're strong enough to come out of pain in the right way, which you absolutely are. So it's just, again, good old Serge, a reminder of certainly when this new love does pop up, that, don't let past damage of pain, use it as a positive. It's because of those moments that's made you stronger and able to look at situations differently in future relationships. And you've also got the Joan of Arc, who's just so bloody cool. Only settle for eternity, love and faith will defeat violence, be not afraid of fire or arrows or anything that may come. And again, Serge is reminding us to make ease with our past and turn those into positives, and, turn pain into love. And good old Joan of Arc is saying that, be not afraid of fire and arrows or anything that may come in the future. Two beautiful messages there. We should never be afraid, and the big one thing that the Joan of Arc, and certainly with this message coming through, is that you would not be handed anything that you're not capable of doing, right? So, again, you've got a lot of similarities to Crystal One, guys, in here, a lot of vibes. But again, it's reminding you that, the universe will not put anything in your past that you're not able to deal with. So the next time that something happens and you are triggered and those qualities or that energy, the dark energy comes out, you think of Joan of Arc, and remember, there's nothing that's going to be thrown at you cannot overcome. Huge Joan of Arc vibes there. And speaking of energy, one message that is just coming through now is, energy is so important, and the most important your own, but also other people's. So again, moving on from what we're saying here about people that may be surrounding you, and just be a little bit aware of other people's energy. Shake it off when you get home, shake it off when you leave the room. Remember to bring yourself back to your center and ground, and do ground. Ground more than you already do. I hope this has been a lovely reading for you. I'm going to go on in the extended. We're going to look into this future love here, because that's quite exciting, and also a little bit more on this project or work situation. I'm super interested in hearing more about that. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and of course subscribe if you've not already. I've got a lot more content coming, pick a cards and a few other bits as well. But if you want to join me for the extended, do so now. Links down below, and I'll see you there in a moment. Sending all the love out to you in the world, guys. This is a lovely reading. You've got everything coming to you, and you're right on the brink. So again, I'll see the extendeds in a moment, and peace, love and light to you all. Crystal number 3, welcome to your reading, and today we are looking at singles, what is next. You chose this beautiful ruby in fuchsia, which I have to say is beautiful stone. Firstly, one of my personal favourites, ruby being my birthstone. But it's gorgeous, isn't it? And this stone, and one thing it does, and the biggest thing it represents, which is why I love it so much, is it's all about transforming energy and restoring hope and balance. So definitely there's a lot of change of energy coming and for the good. So it's all about transforming negative energy into positive. So a lot of that coming. So that is your crystal number 3. And we're going to start off with the Star Child Tarot. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to have lots of new content coming out, and I'm always interested in your view as well. So make sure that you let me know what it is you want. I'll already give these a good shuffle. And let's get started straight away. So we're looking at crystal 3. What is next in love? And we have the 4 of Wands reversed. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Knight of Swords. You've got all the Knight vibes coming through here. And we have the Tower. 5 of Cups. 6 of Crystals. High Priestess. And the Queen of Crystals reversed. I'm also going to put out some Moonology, and then we'll just get straight in. I'm going to put out a few different cards today, but let's get stuck in some Moonology cards. We've got New Moon in Libra, Blue Moon, had that pop up in Crystal 2s, and New Moon. So very positive there at the end. Lots of new moon vibes, guys. New beginnings, transformation. Right, so should we just get stuck straight in? Let me move these up a little bit. Yeah, let's just get stuck straight in. And as I said, I'm going to pull out a few different cards later as well. But this is looking positive. Okay, let's go for it. Well, certainly you've had a time of it, Crystal 3. We're definitely seeing a lot of... something just hasn't worked out, whether it be love or career, and whichever relates to you the most. But, you know, it's almost this feel of helplessness we see with the 4 of Wands reversed here. It just hasn't worked out the way you'd initially thought. I'm seeing that, you know, that it was very rushed, whatever happened here, and this is definitely a message as well to come through that's saying that, you know, you have to slow things down a little bit, and that perhaps rushing into this is essentially what, you know, not what caused the breakdown, but essentially is why you ended up in that situation. We definitely do see, and of course the event of that we have the Tower is it didn't work out, and it has come crashing down, and a massive time of change. There's this definite feeling, I almost want to just give you a massive hug of helplessness right now, and I have to tell you, the universe is saying that you don't need to feel that way. You know, it's very temporary. You don't need to worry about it, rather, because it is a temporary moment. We've got so much goodness coming through, but your current energies, yeah, that are not the best, bless you, shall we say, and definitely you're being asked here is that we need to focus on shifting those energies as soon as possible. But it just hasn't worked out, and the main message that's coming through here is whatever it is that hasn't worked out recently for you, that, you know, the lesson to bring out of that is to not rush into things moving forward. And there's definitely, it's almost like you're in a bit of a stalemate right now. You know, you feel like your life is on pause, so to speak. But there's wonderful, wonderful new opportunities coming your way. We've got the 6 of Crystals here, and, you know, we talk about new opportunities, new ideas, a change in direction. You see all these beautiful, they're looking around, and this person here got everything, the confidence. So, you know, times really are changing, but you've been asked before this period can occur to really go deep and meditate on what it is that you actually do want. Because of whatever it is that you've been through and that's happened recently, you've formed a habit of only thinking about that, which is natural as well. We've been told that, you know, not to give yourself too much of a hard time, because that's the natural thing to do. You know, you're trying to process it, you've been trying to work out what it was that happened. And you're now being asked to push that aside, and it's time to really meditate on what you do want, not in the past of what's happened, but what you do want moving forward. If you're doing that already, keep on going and do it more, because you literally are just about to turn a corner here. And we see that with the 6 of Crystals, which straight away we've got here the High Priestess. And what does the High Priestess tell us? The High Priestess is someone of unconscious awareness, and so much potential. The biggest thing that we're being asked to draw upon is you just need to find your balance, and grounding is a huge thing that will come into play here as well. So just to slow down, relax, start nurturing yourself more. The High Priestess we almost sometimes see as a motherly type figure. So, you know, definitely you need to mother yourself more. You need to start looking after yourself more. And not just on the outwardly and physical and inwardly and mind, but most importantly, your thoughts and what your thoughts say all day, you know, what you think about all day. And we're asked to, you need to start replacing those with kinder thoughts and kinder wishes and kind of, you know, again, all about the future here. So we need to start looking and flipping that on what you do want. Once you do start flipping that into what you do want, the the High Priestess vibes will shine through you so brightly. And the High Priestess, there's a certain, obviously we've got the Empress that comes after the High Priestess, but before that, really what you're channeling, we spoke about looking after yourself and so forth, but it's about the spiritual being, the spiritual mind. So again, that deep meditation you're being called upon to go into and really find your inner voice. This is all about your inner voice, but you will start to conquer that, and that will start to come through. So again, it's just about flipping it on its side and starting to look at what you do want. Once you start to tell the universe what you want, it will come back to you tenfold. We then have the Queen of Crystals here reversed, and again it's just reminding you of, you know, giving out and finding that balance, and working out what it is that you do want. And the Queen of Crystals talks about elements of earth and, you know, comfort in a home environment and so forth, and this is again just a signifier of that you need to find that balance throughout this, but it's coming to you. Also with the Queen of Crystals, certainly with the Star Child, I just have to reference this because this is a beautiful card, and it actually comes through. It is important to have dreams, but to also maintain a sense of stability and balance. At times, be practical and resourceful with your plans and so forth. Now, of course, that's in reverse. So it's a time to shift any energetic blockages. So again, we spoke about grounding over here, and it's a real time to go back and a need for grounding and detachment from almost materialistic things. And again, it's asking us to go inwards. So that's what your biggest focus should be. A real time to meditate again on personal goals. Also, you know, my guide's coming in here and asking me to ask you what you're taking for granted at the moment. Something that's really going to come, which is a beautiful outcome that's going to come out of this. I'm seeing a lot of friends and abundance of appreciation of what you do appreciate in this life. Again, because of whatever's happened in this awful kind of, I say awful, it's not awful because we learn from everything, right? But this journey that you've been on that hasn't been the easiest of journeys. Rather than look at it on a jaded side, you know, you're going to learn so much out of this. But the biggest thing where this kind of was a detriment to you, in that it's replaced your thoughts constantly again with all this negativity. Whereas we speak here about that balance and finding inner and going within, and it becoming about you, and replacing those old habits and ways of thinking with new ways of thinking as well. So that's the biggest thing you're being called to do right now. See, a deep, deep healing is needed here. Guided meditation, my guide is saying that's something that will be great for you. But we're talking about a time of healing. I'm sorry if you're hoping this would say romance coming in here, and there certainly may be some romance, and we'll draw some more cards to look from that. But the initial message coming through for you is one of deep healing. Also, we can go into this a little bit more if you like as well. We'll do that in the extended. But in reality, we need to start letting go of that because you've got so much wonderful change coming. And you, speaking of romance, romantic cycle begins with a new moon in Libra. So we have got romance on the cards. Believe in the impossible, the blue moon. Absolutely believe in the impossible. And again, this speaks about our affirmations and what we put out to the universe. Whatever we ask for, we will get. Believe that you can ask for anything and you will get it. So you need to start thinking what you want to ask the universe for. And the new moon, a new start is coming. So this is really positive. So all we're seeing here, which we spoke about again here, is a real big energetic shift going on. And it's occurring now. It's happening now for you. So a new start is coming. This is all really positive. I'm going to put out a couple of more. I'm feeling really inspired to pull some Work Your Light Oracle cards from Danielle Noel and Rebecca Campbell. You're definitely being guided to talk to your spirit guides more though, and really go within more. You've got all the answers you need. It's just that you're not asking the right questions right now. All your questions are directed outwardly. Remember, with the Queen of Crystals, it spoke about reverse. It spoke about that balance and letting go of materialism almost. And again, concentrating on the inner, going within. So you're definitely being called upon to go inwards. And your guides will have so many beautiful messages for you too. We've got trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? And that's a great one. If you knew you'd be supported, what would you do? And again, it's that believing in the impossible, learning that anything is possible. That's a good almost stepping stone to get there. It's about taking a leap of faith, trusting your path. If you believe you was fully supported, what would you do? You are fully supported. You have your guides. We spoke about also that you're going to come almost to this cycle of, because you had such turmoil here, of working out, really admiring and learning the value of those close relationships of support that you have had throughout this. So you are supported in more ways than one, more so than you have no idea in how much the universe has your back in this situation, and always will. Again, you just have to start focusing on the right things, the right questions, the right energy. Let's have a look at the next one. We've got Council of Light. Exactly what we we're just saying. Divine orchestration. Help us in the realm. You have got so much guided light and beautifulness waiting for you. Definitely, again, another message, excuse me, that we need to start connecting with your guides there as well. On a final one for this lovers, we are going to go into the extended on this love situation here, because that's quite an exciting topic, that a new romantic cycle begins, which means that you're finally going to be ready to receive love again. We don't quite often realise how much past relationships, or it might not even be a relationship, it could be something that's happened in your life, big moments that shift us slightly, how they do affect moving forward and starting new relationships. And while we think on one hand there's nothing wrong with us, I'm sure I've worked through this, there's always something, there certainly is. And again, remember the Queen of Crystals, you need to work, Queen of Crystals, of crystals, you need to work on them. There's definitely some energetic blockages there, but all will become prevalent once you start doing this work, and a new start is coming. Let's have a look as a final little love token, and we got Rihanna as your love card, and Rihanna's saying the badder you are, the better it is. Sometimes you have to stick out through the storm. You have to be strong to let yourself be weak. And again, Rihanna's just talking of balance, but more importantly, notice this beautiful leopard, tiger, raw print behind her. And you really need to get more of your Rihanna out. Remember how strong you are. You've got everything here at your disposal. And you're about to turn that corner. It's about to happen for you. Let's look into the romance on the extended. A lot of similar energies, the crystals today, guys, which is so beautiful to see, because there's beautiful outcomes. Sure, we're speaking, of course, of, initial heartache here. We all have heartache, though. Let's be real, don't we? Blimey. And it's just a case of how we're facing those and reminding ourselves. And your message, again, the biggest message that came through here is that reminding yourselves to know when enough is enough and when to start. And, even if it's not necessarily thinking, it's not that I think about them. Whatever it is you are thinking about, you're doing it in a negative way. So it's about, again, asking the right questions. Making sure you're putting out the energy and what you want to the universe in the right way. And thank you so much for this reading, guys. If you want to know more about the love action and so forth, and we're going to ask a few more questions in the extended reading, you can find the links below. Don't forget to like if this reading resonated with you, and please comment below. I want to know where you guys are from and so forth, and of course subscribe. We're going to be having lots of great content coming out soon. But yeah, I'm sending lots of love and light to you. A new start is coming, a new moment is coming, a new cycle is coming, new moon. So have faith, have hope, sending you all the love, and I'll see you guys that want to go into this a bit more over the extended in just a second.